The hardest working person in your office will never get promoted, and I can prove it with science. There is a phenomenon every CEO knows but will never admit. The people who rise to the top are not burning the midnight oil. They have learned how to look productive while doing half the work and getting twice the results. Before you call this lazy, consider something important. Working harder does not equal working smarter. There is a distinction, and understanding it could change your career trajectory entirely. Think about the last time you stayed late at work. You probably felt productive, maybe even virtuous. But did you notice how your energy drained toward the end? How your decisions slowed down, and how small mistakes started popping up? Here is what was really happening. You were training your brain to be inefficient. You were literally stretching your focus to fill the time available. Psychologists call this Parkinson's law. The law states that work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. Give yourself 12 hours for an 8-hour task, and your brain adapts. It slows down. Your efficiency drops almost automatically. The harder you push, the less effective you become. Meanwhile, the so-called lazy person who left at 5, their brain had no choice but to optimize. They were forced to cut distractions, skip trivialities, and focus only on what mattered. Ironically, they often ended up producing better work in less time. Consider a study in the Journal of Applied Psychology, which found that employees working overtime regularly are more likely to make errors, have lower memory recall, and experience decision fatigue. You are literally trading quality for quantity. In economics, we use the law of diminishing returns. In the context of your career, your total impact is a result of your effort and time minus the growing cost of exhaustion. As time spent increases beyond a certain threshold, the cost of exhaustion grows exponentially, eventually making your total impact negative. You are not just doing less work, you are actively sabotaging the work you have already done. In 2019, Stanford researchers found productivity drops sharply after 50 hours per week. Past 55 hours, you actually produce less than someone working a standard 40-hour week. Your brain enters what neuroscientists call cognitive debt. You borrow from tomorrow's focus and clarity just to feel busy today. This is why even highly successful entrepreneurs can make billion-dollar mistakes. Long hours do not guarantee better decisions. Harvard Business Review also studied top performers and found something striking. They spend 41% less time in meetings, respond to 35% fewer emails, and are physically present fewer hours. Yet, they consistently produce twice the output of average performers. How do they do it? They understand the Pareto principle deeply. The principle suggests that 80% of your results come from only 20% of your efforts. The other 80% of your work? That is performance theater. It looks like work, it feels like work, but it produces nothing meaningful. To escape the trap, you must implement strategic disengagement. This relies on 3 pillars. First, identify your needle movers. Most people treat their to-do lists like an all-you-can-eat buffet. They try to eat everything. High performers treat it like a sniper mission. If you are a salesperson, it might be client calls. If you are a developer, it is shipping code. Everything else is noise. If you spend 4 hours a day on formatting slides, you are not working. You are hiding from the hard tasks. Second, understand the cost of context switching. Research from the University of California shows it takes an average of 23 minutes and 15 seconds to get back to deep focus after a single interruption. If you check your messages every 10 minutes, you are effectively operating at half your intellectual capacity. Top performers are selectively unavailable. Being hard to reach is a sign of high-value work. Third, deliver at the last responsible moment. This is a lean manufacturing concept. Deliver results exactly when they are needed. Not late, but not early either. Delivering a report 3 days early does not make you look proactive. It makes you look like you have too much free time. This invites people to fill your empty time with more low-value tasks. There is a dark side to being the hard worker. It is called the competence trap. If you are too good at the tactical, grunt work, you become too valuable to move. Why would a manager promote their best doer and lose that productivity? They would not. They would rather keep you exactly where you are, grinding away. Managers do not want effort. They want predictable results. Visible hard work can sometimes signal inefficiency. If you take 60 hours to accomplish what others do in 40, it raises questions about your ability to scale. Can you handle a bigger role if you are already drowning in this one? The people who get promoted understand organizational psychology. They know that perception often outweighs reality. This is why so-called quiet quitters sometimes advance faster. They are not quitting their jobs. They are reallocating energy from low-value tasks to high-impact ones. They are moving from the archetype of the grinder to the archetype of the strategist. How can you apply this without risking your job? You need a visibility audit. Start by tracking your activities for 1 week. Write down everything you do, every email, every quick sync, every coffee run. Then, categorize them. Is it deep work that creates high value, or is it shallow work that is just high visibility? Identify your visibility multipliers. These are tasks where your effort is actually noticed and remembered by people 2 levels above you. Prioritize these ruthlessly. Finally, set strategic boundaries. Turn off notifications. Check email only twice daily. Leave on time. When you protect your energy, you signal to the organization that your time is expensive. The corporate world runs on a lie. That effort equals value. It does not. Value equals value. Those who understand this write the rules, while everyone else follows. If you spend your career trying to be the most loyal or hardworking person in the room, you are playing a game designed for you to lose. You are essentially offering a discount on your soul for a company that would replace you in a week if they had to. Success is not about how much you can endure. It is about how much leverage you can create. Leverage comes from focus. Focus comes from saying no. Before you go back to your desk, ask yourself, if I only had 2 hours to work today, what would I do? That answer is the only thing that actually matters. Everything else is just noise designed to keep you busy while someone else gets the promotion you earned. If this challenged how you think about work, subscribe and hit the bell.